Just got a crazy deal from Sam. This is going to be another incredibly front-loaded video. Let's get right into it once we get home. Alright, so let's take a look at what I got from the thrift store. Pay no attention to that stuff at the top of the screen right there. It's not that important just yet. I think I paid $25 total at the thrift store. Black Ops 2, Black Ops 2, and Fall of Cybertron. And of course, if you watched the end of last episode, I still barely have a voice, as you can probably tell. Also, what's up, internet? Kind of hard to get excited about saying it when it hurts to say it. Anyway, from my storage locker contact, a couple of games. This one was a throw-in, of course, because it's worth nothing. But we got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And, also from the thrift store, Destroy All Humans on the Xbox. That was actually $2 at the thrift store. That was crazy. Anyway, the stuff from Sam. Let's start up here. He just had this laying around. He ended up tossing this in at the end of the deal. Gonna be keeping that. It's probably the only thing I'm keeping from this deal with Sam. Wii Motion Plus controller, Luigi. My favorite Mario character. Then we got Lunar, Silver Star, not complete. It's hard to not say complete, even though it's complete. The PS1 games make that really complicated. Anyway, Vey, however you want to say it, got this back in my possession. I was about to say collection, but I'm not keeping it. This one does have the map. Dinosaurs for Hire. I actually was trying to get this from Sam when he first got it a while ago, but he ended up holding on to it complete. Then we got Faceball 2000. Surprisingly worth much more on Game Boy than it is on Super Nintendo. Mysterium, which I don't actually know that much about. I'm assuming it's probably a dungeon crawling RPG. Let's see. That's exactly that. We got Mercenary Force, a game that I've seen the cover of before, but never actually seen any gameplay. Hyper Load Runner. Then we have, what if I had bought these games from Sam like a year ago, would be some killer games for the collection. But I'm not collecting Game Boy complete in box anymore. And I already have all these. Well, except for the last one here, which I'm not too concerned about. We have Final Fantasy Legend and Final Fantasy Legend 2. Not sure which one of these. I know I had 3 as a child, and I think I also had Final Fantasy Adventure as a child. So those are some games that I could have had the box to if I didn't throw them out immediately back from childhood. And then the last game we have is The Sword of Hope, which is like a $250, $300 game. I'm not 100% sure why. I don't know much about it. If I came across it loose, I'd probably be keeping it, but I'm not going to break up the box, the complete copy, to add a loose Game Boy game to my collection. RIP my nuts. They froze off. I left them. We got some decent flea market pickups, as you can tell. I still don't quite have my voice, but I won't be Microsoft Sam voiceovering this, whatever that is called. This one's probably the coolest thing I found. This is probably going to go on my wall, because this is the Web Lair Spider-Man from Toy Biz. Brand new sealed. This is the one I had as a kid. I had multiple of this figure as a kid. We actually modified one because my original, one of my dogs chewed off like his forearm. So we ended up, for some reason, when we played with action figures as kids, we didn't always play with them as the intended characters. Like, this wasn't always Spider-Man. This was my main character for whatever adventure we were having with our action figures. Like, whether it was like we were hype on Dragon Ball Z before they had decent Dragon Ball Z toys, this was like my Goku. When Final Fantasy VII got big, this was Cloud, because they didn't have good action figures for that. Stuff like that. I had multiple different, like I think I had a Ryu Gi that he used to have, and also like a black one. Really weird, like my action figure playing in the past. But this will probably go on my wall. It's in okay condition. Paid $20 for this. I think they usually go for, well, all the ones I saw listed on eBay are in the range of like 40 and up, so not a bad deal. I have no idea where to put anything. Last second, before I was about to leave the flea market, came across the booth that had a whole bunch of graphic novels, trade paperbacks, for basically $1 each. I have no idea. These could be a big mistake of purchasing them, probably not at $1 each, but or they could be like the find of the week, who knows. And then at one of the main video game booths over here, he was actually doing half off his NES games and his PS1 games that he's had there for a while, which is pretty cool. After him and I struggled at math for a little bit because, wow, I got all these for $28. Super Mario Bros. 3, Jet Moto 2, Road Rash 3D, Test Drive 4, A Bug's Life, SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge, Jedi Power Battles, and Street Racer, which I might be keeping, I'm not sure. And the last, and honestly probably the least thing I picked up for $4 total, I got Game & Watch Gallery on the Game Boy and a Xbox 360 wireless N network adapter, in pretty rough shape. And honestly, I wasn't going to question anything about it until the guy was like, I'm only selling it for $1 because I don't know if it works. It worked on one Xbox and then not the other. So it's just like, sometimes ignorance is bliss. I don't know. Why do you have to tell me that now? I'm not leaving it behind for $1. But at the same time, I can't test this. I'm not testing this. Just put it up as untested, I guess. It's in rough shape anyway. I really got to stop wearing this hoodie places. This is not the first time that an old person has accosted me thinking I am the actual police. Like I, just casually passed all the physicals and then let myself go really, really hard. Alright, the game exchange here. Well, first off, at the end of this video, we're probably going to be back to the Microsoft text-to-speech voice. So I'm about to lose it again. Picked up a few toys. Legend series, Marvel, Angela. Fell right out of my hand. Angela. Namor the Submariner. Both go for around like 40 to 50. And I picked up another F-Zero X. Been picking up a lot of this lately. I think it usually goes for like 35. I had it for 17. I recently traded my extra one to my friend Mark, and it wasn't working. So I figure when I get that back, because I'm going to give him one that does work, I can swap out, this label on here is kind of poor, but I'll swap out the innards with the innards from this, which look very clean, from what I can tell at least. And then I'll have a working F-Zero X still.
Suddenly,
real quick, why is Terry? Oh, like I realize that you probably don't have an answer for this. Well, why is Terry wearing a shirt that says Dick Wolf?
You know who Dick Wolf is, Keith?
Producer?
Oh, is he the producer?
Law and Order.
Law and Order?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
God damn it, Keith.
I don't know
at
people.
the end of every Law and Order episode, it says the words Dick Wolf on your screen.
I don't watch.
I
don't watch Law and Order. And number 2, now I wish I did. And number 3, I've already explained
That's
twice.
a badass name.
I've already explained twice in this episode that I don't know famous people's names. Like
So Keith, were you just imagining a giant wolf who was a dick to people?
No, I was thinking of the fact that
made of dicks?
I was thinking of the fact that,
imagine?
and this is probably the line that they're going on, is that like this is an alien family. They don't understand, like they obviously understand the Earth language, but they don't necessarily understand the context of everything. So he just bought a shirt that said Dick Wolf and was just like badass, like dicks, yup, wolves, sure. Let's wear a shirt that says Dick Wolf.
I kind of want a shirt that says Dick Wolf.
Just got my package from Amazon Japan. It's not very often that I actually wait around for a package to show up, but DHL kept giving me updates, so I figured oh my god, this thing is minuscule! Holy shit. Holy shit. See, this is how unfamiliar I am with mini consoles. I was expecting this box to be roughly the same size as like almost any of these boxes up here. Like maybe the size of that PlayStation joystick. And it's this big. This thing is tiny. That is so cool. For reference, these are the last 2 things I got in the mail. I got Pocky and Rocky Reshrined after Waffle Land, whether or not I was getting it. And I'm not sure if Amazon did me dirty or not. I bought it on Amazon when it was like $25, but they sent me a used copy. Actually, the used copy is kind of jacked up. So, they're lucky I'm not one of those other bitchy Amazon customers that get really up in arms about condition of things, because otherwise this would be a return. Anyway, holy shit. I haven't seen anybody else with these yet, so I'm very happy to be amongst the first people that might be showing it on YouTube. Of course, I'm filming this on a Tuesday, so it's not going to go up for another 5 days. So if I see a whole bunch before that, and I'm going to be a shit talker. But look at all these games. That's insane. This is so cool. It's even got the port cover thing for the Sega CD attachment. That's crazy. Sega, you've outdone yourself. And the controller legit feels just like the old 6-button controllers. I think even the model number is slightly similar. I think they added an extra 0 to it, if I'm remembering correctly. Or maybe they just added a number somewhere. I'm not sure which one. If this was all Star Wars, would have been a happy day. Instead, it's not. Wow, I just messed up and put everything away already. Future self, put a picture of all the stuff as I talk. Picked up from the grid. Didn't really film in there, I don't think. Neo Geo Mini International 2-player pack, which is pretty cool. I didn't know it existed. I knew they had some sort of Neo Geo mini type thing. I just didn't know. Honestly, I haven't looked into it. I kind of just saw that it was a good deal and I bought it. Has some games on there that I'm definitely interested in playing. Also picked up Invasion from Beyond, which is a game that I used to see ads for, and I think I played the demo back in the day, and it was actually pretty cool. And the only thing I have within arm's reach, Left 4 Dead for resale. Alright, we got some thrift store finds here. Big shout out to Mike for hooking this one up. The person who was putting the stuff out actually handed it to him. I pointed out how good of a deal that was, and he handed it to me. So, very appreciative. Skylanders Imaginators for the Xbox One. Probably the worst system to get the game on, aside from last gen. Weird. But still like a $25, $30 game. Interesting, I just flashed something there. We got this interesting blue/mint color Xbox 360 controller. It's missing the right color on the battery back, but for $5 I'll pick it up. The sticks are in really nice shape. And then this was behind the counter, and I don't know what to make of it. It's definitely some sort of water damaged, but it is a sealed Skyward Sword, like the art here. I don't know if it's gonna show up at all, but like the first thing I thought was like, oh man, it's a little bit water damaged, but then I looked and it's sealed, so I don't know what to make of it. Like, is it not really sealed? I know like sealed with some of these games are like subjective. And like, it doesn't mean it's waterproof, so if it did get wet, it would get damaged. And I'm assuming that's what happened. So I possibly shouldn't have pulled the trigger on this. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I don't know if it's worth particularly that much if it is sealed, to be honest, because who cares about Skyward Sword on the Wii now that it's on the Switch? Alright, quick pickup. Only a handful of video games here. I was about to show the other stuff, but paid what? I paid about $70 total, which is hopefully not that bad. Got a couple Game Boy Color games, Menace to Society, Earthworm Jim 2, whatever, and Pocket Bomberman. Mario Kart 64 with a very clean label, and a Mega Memory Card for the Game Boy. I think it's Game Boy or Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color and Game Boy Pocket. This goes for about $50 to $60 on its own, so I think we did all right. $5 each. 13.8. Sentinels, Aegis, something. Atlas title. Alright, I'm at the flea market now. About to head to Target to do my normal sweep of, hey, do you guys have the new limited edition Switch? Now, technically, I have it pre-ordered from Walmart.com, but it releases today, and my pre-order status is delayed on their thing. And yet, I'm still seeing that they're still taking pre-orders, so that's a little weird. So, I'm going to see if Target has any, and if they do, cancel my pre-order from Walmart. Found a few things at the flea market. Of course, I'm on my way to put this out. Let's film this like a jackass for old time's sake, why don't we? Got a couple games, $10. 007 Nightfire and Track Team. And then a couple PS2s. We got a fat PS2. Let's imagine I'm holding it because it's a fat black PS2. You know what it looks like. And imagine a slim one right here. Also black. I paid $10 each. Let's play a game called Silent Hill N64 game or Connecticut. All right, that was surprisingly no hassle. Switch OLED, Pokemon edition. For the thumbnail. All right, that's probably gonna do it for this week of video game hunting. Hope you guys have good luck finding whatever you're looking for. Bye bye.